In part 1, we're showing how to convert and migrate you off your offline legacy business forms and agreements and into a modern digital way of doing your forms-based business. You might be starting to use Quickbase or considering Quickbase for a new area of the business. So let's say you want an HR app, which will house all your employee W-4s, I-9s, and other onboarding and compliance forms, and the data in them, which is very good use of Quickbase. You might also have hundreds or thousands of those historic forms, where you'd like to have those forms and the data in them also in your Quickbase app. And you'd like to automate the form execution and data collection going forward, making the app a lot more valuable to the business. Our new best practice extracts the data from historical PDFs and replaces the PDFs with online Quickbase forms with these signatures that digitize and automate all of it going forward. Taylor here will show you how this works.
Thanks, Scott. Here is a Quickbase app called HR Central, where we'll automate and keep employee onboarding and compliance forms and all their data. Here is the Form Engine Builder screen, where you'll keep all your new digitized business forms, documents, and other assets. Here is an employee W-4 form digitized using the Form Engine that is now a working Quickbase form with e-signatures, so your employees can execute their W-4s online. I'll show you how I created it in a minute, but I want to show you how it works first. You, or a Quickbase notification, can send a new employee the link to this online W-4, either blank or partially filled in using information you already have on them in your Quickbase app. They simply fill out the form, e-sign, and submit. After they submit, they are offered a PDF copy of the signed form for their records. If we look back in the Quickbase app, their W-4 submission created a record, populated it with all their W-4 data in the form, and generated and attached a PDF of their completed signed W-4. All of this happened automatically with the new online Quickbase W-4. All kinds of blank and pre-populated forms can be sent to employees for completion. Data is automatically captured and e-signed PDFs are generated. Employees across the company can be using the Quickbase app through digital versions of the forms they were already completing in PDFs. They don't need any training and will be unaware of the system enabling it. These forms are easier for them too, because they're smarter, better forms. They have full Quickbase field validation because they're now real Quickbase forms. So dates are real dates, multiple choice offers them just the available choices, and any fields you want to be required in these forms can be required. E-signatures are built in, so the forms are easier to complete correctly the first time. Sign and submit. Every digital form is also a mobile form with e-signatures, QR codes, and geolocation where useful. Optional SMS text functionality can send your forms to users' mobile phones. No email exchanges of PDFs, printing to paper to sign, or other frustrations of current manual form processes. Here's how you can digitize a W-4 or just about any standard form like it. In the Form Engine Builder screen here, I just click on New Template, choose the Quickbase app that have the fields for the form I want to digitize. In this case, it's the HR Central demo and the W-4 table. Then I upload the official W-4 PDF from the IRS. The Form Engine pulls up the real live Quickbase fields for the W-4 in that table, and I simply drag and drop them where they should be on the form. I have a signature field too, that is a file attachment field in Quickbase that is repurposed to be used for e-signatures. I'll only do a few fields here, but when I save it, it generates a URL permalink to the form. And if I send that URL as a link to anyone, the new online Quickbase W-4 works. Here is a fully digitized version. The Form Engine also generates a QR code for every digitized form like this one for mobile form use. You can use your phone's camera right now to scan this QR code on the screen and pull up the live W-4 to complete, sign, and submit on your phone. Lastly, there were the historical W-4s in PDF that you might have, and you want those to be in your Quickbase app as well. When I digitize the W-4s for executing new W-4s, it also works for parsing the data out of volumes of existing W-4s. You just attach those W4 PDFs into a designated table in your app, and a webhook extracts the data and pulls it into the W4 table here as well. Thousands of PDF forms can have their data extracted and PDFs integrated into Quickbase within minutes. Avoids weeks of manual data entry and errors.
Thanks, Taylor. So with this one no-code process, you can digitize and automate most any standardized form. You can automate form and agreement execution. You can start capturing data at its source and stop keying data into Quickbase and stop shuffling files outside of Quickbase. E-signatures are integrated into Quickbase out of the box without the extra expense of DocuSign. This isn't limited to our example of an employee app. It can just as easily be used in your customer, CRM, or vendor management apps with the same high levels of automation. Taylor's demo may have given you ideas for an existing form or forms you have that you'd like to digitize to try this functionality. If not, a simple one can be your company's NDA that you execute with vendors, employees, maybe others. You could digitize and automate that into a Form Engine-enabled Quickbase workflow in less than an hour. So you could have it working for you live tomorrow if you wanted to. If you aren't keeping your company's NDA in Quickbase, it's an excellent use of Quickbase to centralize all your executed NDAs, including all the data in them for reporting and searching to keep those complete and current. And why not automate all those NDA transactions as an example of how you can now easily automate and centralize lots of the company's offline forms and agreements. So I'll show you how here. So I'll walk you through the process as a get started example you could employ. You just take a blank copy of your NDA in Word, PDF, or an image file like on the left, and if you don't already have a Quickbase table for your NDAs and their data, create that Quickbase app or table with the fields in the NDA. In the Form Engine Builder screen, import your template like Taylor showed and drag and drop the real Quickbase fields in your table onto the blanks on the form, including e-signature fields. Save it, and it's a working custom Quickbase form that can be executed. Each form digitized creates its own URL link to render the form and a QR code, which is a mobile link to the form. Both the URL link and the QR code can be embedded or sent anywhere your users need them. You just send out the link to the new online version of your NDA instead of emailing the old PDF or Word version. You can send the link to the form to users by automatic email notifications or any way you want to share that link. The QR code can be displayed or printed anywhere if you want them to be able to execute it with their mobile devices. Either way, they just click and fill out the new online version of the NDA, e-sign it, and submit it. They get a PDF copy that's generated, and the record of the new NDA execution with the data and a copy of the signed PDF goes automatically into your Quickbase app. Additional countersignatures can be routed for additional countersignatures too. Those users don't need any training because they're just filling out the online version of the NDA you're going to send them in Word, PDF, or paper. It's easier for them to complete it correctly since it has real Quickbase fields and field validation and e-signatures. And now you've digitized and automated your company's NDA, saving time, labor, and errors with every NDA you send this way going forward. It's an easy model and proof of concept to show the new modern way you can automate business transactions using Quickbase. And you probably have lots of forms that can be digitized and automated just this way, as we're seeing with other businesses. So automating these standard processes instantly delivers a whole list of benefits. They make form-based processes faster, cheaper, and better for everyone involved at the same time. Save money on labor, speed up the business processes, and speed up the business. Improve customer service. They reduce errors and risk of service or compliance failures, and potentially recover revenue that's lost through today's manual processes and delays. So I know your specific business priorities dictate what solutions you're interested in at any point in time, and we're not going to change that. But now you have a way to digitize and automate as many of your business's existing standard forms as you want in Quickbase. The Form Engine offers a world of new solutions in one add-on. It's state-of-the-art functionality that can be leveraged across a wide variety of needs.